You're about to learn how to make your own superfood matcha latte. My name is Malcolm Saunders, and we are going to explore how to craft an amazing superfood matcha latte. If you're already making matcha lattes, or if you have never done it before, you're about to learn how, as well as all the different ways you can upgrade any matcha latte to the best ever. We're talking about the clean green energy of matcha, Camellia sinensis. This is the green tea plant. It has a super high concentration of chlorophyll and all these amazing benefits. A lot of our, teas, coffees, etc. We reach for those types of drinks for stimulation. Coffee, it's caffeine. With tea and the Camellia sinensis, it's theophylline and theanine. So it does have these kind of stimulating properties, but it works on a different level. It's more of a kind of a grounded, calm, focused, but also energized. This was the drink of many monks, to kind of create that Zen-like, focus-like state, but not so jittery. It also has an act on the whole respiratory system. When I make this drink and I'm going to take that first sip, I usually get that kind of instant reflex to breathe deep. So this is a fantastic drink to start your day, to have in the middle of the afternoon. And we'll just want to show you how to kind of upgrade it, add in the herbs and add in the different superfoods. So what I like to do is start with a base is green tea. This is a herbal tea blend from Harmonic Arts. I love this combination. This is one of my absolute favorite teas. Just listen to the list of ingredients here. We've got spearmint, nettles, lemon balm, bull kelp, mugwort, cedar tips, and alfalfa. So that's a great list of things that not only taste good, but are extremely nutritious. I mean, the nettles in there, the bull kelp, the alfalfa, a lot of nutrition. Then you've got a slight mint note with the spearmint, nice kind of gentle mintiness. So if you like that and you would love to have a little bit of mint influence into your matcha latte, this is a fantastic tea blend. So that's going to be our base. What we need to do is we just need to heat up some water. It doesn't need to be boiling, but we want it nice and warm. And then basically we're going to take that and we're going to put that into the hot water here. All right, with our green tea in the pot, we let that steep, and that's going to create a nice, strong tea base that we're going to begin to add the rest of our ingredients to. So, instead of water for our matcha latte, we've got green tea. You can use any kind of tea that you want, but I'd love to share with you how wonderful and how delicious the green tea is as a base for a matcha latte. Now, because it is a latte, we need something creamy, something like a milk or a cream-like substance. At the Light Cellar elixir bar, a lot of the times how we get that is we add in raw coconut butter. Now, this is the coconut, the mature, dried coconut meat that's been ground into a paste, almost like almonds are turned into almond butter. We take the coconut, it's ground up, and it's turned into coconut butter. It's very rich, it's very creamy. You can use this in all kinds of recipes, including if you want to make instant coconut milk or cream coconut soups. You just put in a tablespoon or two into a cup of water, depending on how creamy you want it. Blend it up, put that into the soup, and wow, instant amazing coconutty rich creaminess. So if you want to add the coconut, you can. If you have your preference of, say, almond milk or dairy milk or whatever it is, two different ways. You can add that all to the blender and mix it up with, milk right out the fridge. Or what I like to do is I like to add it a little bit warm. So I don't mix the milk with my tea. I'll have a separate little pot for adding the milk to, and I'll warm that up. So let's add this to the pot here. All right, so let's let that milk gently warm up. We've got our green tea steeping. And while we're waiting for those, let me introduce you to some of the rest of the ingredients. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a matcha latte without matcha. We have what I consider to be some of the finest matcha on earth. This comes from a company from Victoria called Jaga Silk, and they have done their due diligence and their research, and they found the highest quality. They have what's called, single cultivar matcha, and it's a, estate grown. They even got the name of the farmer on here, Mr. Tataki, who grew this batch. And it is the finest quality, comes in these kind of, light blocking, air-sealed containers. We keep those in the fridge, and what I do is when I open it up and I get it home, I will put that into, I've got a Myron glass jar here, and this is an old one from Noniland Honey that used to be in there. So that was emptied out. Now this is the container for my matcha. Now, it's got so many wonderful compounds that are kind of, sensitive to light and to oxygen. And to really maintain that high quality that it is, I want to make sure I preserve that as well as I can while I'm working through my batch. So I put that into Myron glass. And if you don't know, Myron glass is something that it blocks out almost the full spectrum of sunlight, because light can degrade things, right? It's heat, light, and oxygen will begin to break down certain nutrients and properties and the freshness. The Myron glass does a really great job of that, and it actually lets in just a very select fraction of light that it actually even enhances that. So there we go. I've got my matcha in there, and that's what we're going to pull from. If you want other additions, one thing I'd love to share with you is called Moringa. Moringa is a leaf. I mean, the whole plant can be used for many things. The miracle tree, it's one of these, staple foods that is found around the world and has been relied upon as a staple food and something that's extremely nutritious. So the leaves, the beans, the roots even, can all be used. Here we've got the leaf. So again, we're getting another hit of chlorophyll. We got lots of vitamins and minerals from the moringa, and it actually goes really well with matcha. So let's do that. Let's begin to put all this together. We do need a blender. At least I like it anyways. Absolutely. You can go more that traditional style with the matcha and the whisk and do it in the bowl. Just for the quick and easy and simple, I just do it in a little blender here. So let's go ahead and pour off our tea. Now that is nice and steep. We've got a good strong aroma coming off of that. You'll see the color. This is, again, a really chlorophyll-rich drink. Now, when we're thinking about ratios, I mean, obviously you're going to choose, what's the total volume that you're making, right? Are you making just a cup for yourself, or you got a few friends over making a big batch? So that volume is going to be up to you. And then the next thing is that ratio of, how rich or how creamy do you want it? Usually I'll do like a half and half kind of combination. So I'll have, 50% of my total volume will be tea, and then I'll match that with equal parts milk. Again, your choice of whatever kind of milk you want. If you want it a little bit lighter, not so creamy and not so rich, obviously you don't have to add as much. And of course, I've made matcha lattes just, without tea and just that pure milk base. So totally up to you. And of course, if you are working with the coconut butter, you want to try that style, about a cup or so of tea. And then again, could be a teaspoon of coconut butter, could be a tablespoon of coconut butter, depending how rich and how creamy you want. So maybe start by first blending in a teaspoon, have a taste. I'm going to suggest that you might want it a little bit more. So maybe you're more towards that tablespoon mark. That's a perfect amount that I've found, tablespoon into, 8 to 12 ounces of tea. Blend that up, and you get to choose how rich and how creamy you'd like it. Now, when working with matcha, it is, again, it's the tea leaves, the Camellia sinensis, but they've been finely ground. This is a stone ground powder here, and very strong, very concentrated, so you don't actually need a lot. And this is going to come up to personal taste, personal preferences. You might start working with, a little eighth of a teaspoon in your cup. You can work up to a quarter teaspoon. Just depends on how much of that, again, that good, clean, green energy you want to feel and experience. So your choice. Put that in there. Next, we're going to put in the moringa. Here, I'd say for sure we can put in a good teaspoon of that. So since this is not an exact teaspoon, I'm going to just put in a few dollops of that. So there's our moringa. And now that goes into the mix. If you want a little bit of sweetener, absolutely, at this time, this would be the point. You can pop that in there. You can add in honey. You can add in a cane sugar. You can do, stevia, maple syrup, whatever it is that you're into and you enjoy. Here, I like a little bit of honey. And of course, you can leave the sweetener out. If you just want straight up that nice, good, strong green taste, then go for it that way too. But I like a little bit of honey in mine. So here we go. Other options, if you want, you can add a little bit of salt. The salt adding, again, you've got definitely some electrolytes from the kelp in your green tea. If you want to add a little extra salt, just, helps bring up the flavors, give it a nice deep round body. Some more kind of minerals and electrolytes, you can just do a quick little shake of that. Totally optional. Other thing that's optional, vanilla, those types of things. I'm going to leave this. We got our green tea, lots of flavors coming from there. The amazingness of the matcha, the nutrition of the moringa. We got a little sweetness from the honey. Putting it all together. Now we just give it a quick little blend. All right. Frothing and foaming. This wonderful liquid jade, beautiful drink here. And of course, pick out your favorite mug. This is made by a local potter here in Alberta, Yvonne Smolders. Beautiful mug, perfect for matcha. Pour that in. Oh man, and it's good. All right, enjoy the superfood herbal matcha.